morning, everybody. I toast to you and all you do. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I am out here for the full moon to talk about it. I've been really enjoying some stargazing lately. If you look very closely, you can see Saturn right next to this moon. It's hard because the moon is really bright, obviously, so it kind of makes it hard to see Saturn. It's pretty dim, but you can see it. You can also see the meteor shower that's happening right now. The Taurid meteor shower is getting started. And we have an eclipse coming up next month, but we'll talk about that later. Today we are going to talk about the full moon in Aries. So this is a beautiful axis between Aries and Libra. We have the sun in Libra and the moon in Aries. And in that axis we find the balance between our internal self with Aries and our emotional well-being and being confident in that self. And on the other side, we find Libra, who is very community-based, very balanced, very organized, like with other people. And so we see this balance between internal and external, like community versus our own selves. And it is a good place to sit and reflect on that balance that you have in your life just in general. And then with what we have going on and everything else, we have the equinox about balance. We just had that. So we are in fall now. We have this change in energy, which is making you probably feel kind of anxious, excited, anticipating things, because that is the energy that the earth is in. So let's talk more about this full moon and all of the things that are happening with it. Dropping papers everywhere. All right, so we have our chart. And let's see, you can see it's very connected. We have a lot of lines. We have a lot of things going on. And when I was trying to break it down into like smaller sections, like these things are all kind of together, it was very convoluted because all of the planets are interacting with each other. I kind of have a breakdown in, it reminds me of being in chemistry and writing out chemistry equations, but now instead of chemistry, it's astrology. So if you break it down, we have all of these things that are interconnected. So Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Neptune, almost all of the planets are very much intertwined with each other. We have some oppositions, and then we have this T-square that is still going on. So we'll start with the T-square because it's been going on for a while. It'll continue on for another couple months. At least till the end of November, I think, is when Pluto starts to move out of that kind of area. Anyway, so the T-square is, as we've talked about many times before, this is a lot to do with truths coming to light, secrets being revealed, and a lot of like self-truths, things about yourself, things that you didn't realize. It's also kind of shaking the foundation that we live in and really rattling up things and like bringing all of the dust to the surface, everything out, everything is coming out. And we are really seeing that. And it's, as I talk to more people about it and I watch the news and all of the things that are going on there, it is very much, it's just really evident. And people are like, oh my goodness, I'm realizing all of these things about myself that I didn't realize I was doing, or just having like these grand realizations. We have truths coming out in our government, in our local communities, just everywhere. So we're really seeing these truths being revealed. Now, this T-square right now is really interconnected with a lot of other things that are going on because we have a grand trine between Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus are all sextile to each other. So they're creating a trine. And this is bringing about like creative solutions. It is showing divine inspiration. A lot of people probably having really potent dreams. You're getting a lot of truths in those dreams. And they're coming from this dark place of Pluto and also this divine guidance from Neptune. And Uranus is really disruptive. So these are like hard truths that are coming to light. These are things that we don't necessarily want to recognize. These are things that we're like, I don't really want to see this. I don't want to accept this. I normally keep up blinders or some kind of illusion or delusion or whatever that I've put in this place, and it's no longer possible. These truths are coming out, and however hard it may be and disruptive Uranus might make it feel, this is a beneficial thing. And if you allow these truths to come to the surface and you just accept that new reality and you see it is for what it is, you can heal from this. Pluto is still square to Chiron and Eris, which are in retrograde also. And that is bringing in those truths and that healing. It's not, however it might feel like the truths that are being put into your face are hard to deal with. These are things that you can deal with. These are truths you need to deal with. And these are things that you can heal from. Chiron brings in this energy of this wise, healing, like mentor who's like, let me help you heal. Let me help you see the truth. Let me help you really move forward in this and be able to grow and learn and move forward from this. Even if it's generational trauma, things that your parents dealt with and your grandparents, and this has been going on for a long time. These are things that we need to deal with. Which is funny because as I say that and then I think about it on like a global scale, we have a lot of things that have been happening generationally and just continue to go on that are really becoming apparent, that are really like in your face. Like, when are we going to learn from the mistakes of our past and really make the change and do better and create a better society? And so this is happening on an individual level. This is happening on a grand scheme level, and we're seeing this all over. And as I've said many times before, if we step out into the world with integrity and kindness and really just doing the right thing, each on an individual level, we will see that ripple out into our society. We will see that ripple out into our communities, your families, everywhere. And it will create that which we seek, is this better society, this better place, this higher, this allowing of this evolution into this higher state of collective being. Um, so we also have, so Pluto is leaving no stone left unturned. It is also involved, where is it? Let's see. Pluto is also in a grand trine with Uranus and Mercury. And so Mercury is at the point of this trine, really bringing in this power of communication, um, the importance of taking the information that we have and putting it into action and words and speaking this truth. Now, with Uranus, I didn't mention this, but it is conjunct right now, still conjunct right now with Jupiter. So we have this expanding energy, and then both being in retrograde, it's expanding that wisdom inward. It's taking all of this information that we have, processing it, really putting it into internal use. And then Mercury says, now go out and speak that truth. Go out and say that. Let's not keep any secrets. Let's stop pretending the grass is greener on the other side, or that our life is so much like, when you talk to someone and you're like, oh, so and so has all of these great things going on in their life and everything is wonderful and they seem like such a happy, well-rounded, put together person. And we put on this facade in the face and we're like, I'm going to go out into the world like this, and people see that, and then we compare ourselves to each other through that, and there's all these kind of just ick that we create through that. And this trine is really calling on you to stop that, to speak your truth, to, grow with wisdom. Sometimes you have to admit a fault or a mistake or a something in order to grow from it, and that's important. And let those truths come out. And again, with everything being in retrograde, I mean, Mercury's not, but the rest of them are all in retrograde. It really might feel overwhelming. It really feels encumbersome. It feels like flooding. Uranus is really good at flooding things. And this retrograde of Uranus, I have found, weather-wise, has been really devastating. I mean, we even have a volcano that's erupting right now. It's just plummeting, nasty black ash. So we have crazy things going on right now with its retrograde, and in our own energy, it can feel really disruptive. It can feel really overwhelming, overpowering, overburdensome. And we just have to remember that even in those moments, it is those lessons that help us to be stronger, to be better, to do the right thing. And it's hard to swallow words like just be stronger when you're in that crushing moment. But if you see the light at the end of the tunnel and you recognize that even in these darkest moments there's always a light, there's always something there. And even if you don't see the light, there's the embrace from the goddess that says it's okay. It's okay to feel this way, because this is the suffering that is going to make you better, that is going to help you heal, that's going to help you move forward. And you just have to process through that. And being in these trine is just that reminder that even if this is hard, it's going to lead to a beneficial place. So we have a couple interesting things also going on. The sun is conjunct to Peleus, which brings in this like inner warrior energy. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is that embrace that I was just speaking of. You know, Peleus and the sun together really protect our self-expression. They protect our honor as an individual, and to really embrace that freedom and to feel confident in who you are and what you're doing, so that in this disruptive time, I am my own warrior. I can step forward and through this. I will succeed. I have that. And I have the backing of these very Eris, Peleus, we'll talk about Juno in a minute, but all of these energies are really strong, feminine, supportive, devotional energies that help you to succeed. Like their goal is your success. These are those mothers who are like, no matter what, my child is going to succeed and I'm going to be there for them and I'm going to do this with them and we are going to do this. And so the sun and Peleus together create this beautiful union that's like the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're getting there. It's happening. And it's in Libra, so it is also a reminder that sometimes we do have to lean on our community to find those warriors among us. So if you're feeling weak in your own warrior self and you need that boost, there's somebody in your community who's going to be there for you to be like, you've got this. You're going to win. You're going to succeed. These are the changes that you need to make, and you're doing the right thing. We have Venus conjunct with Juno, which this is such a strong, loving, devotional energy. It's really loyal. It's this long term commitment and like deeply fulfilling energy that really boosts this loving energy of Venus. And Venus has really got a lot going on right now. So we're going to kind of go through that and just keep in mind that as we go through all of these things, Juno is conjunct to Venus and it is bringing in that deep devotional energy, committed, uh, just super committed. Like I am going to be there to commit, to be supportive, to do the things that need to be done no matter what. It's that till death do us part kind of love, like eternity. Uh, so Venus is at opposition to Saturn, which is a beckoning. I don't know why that was the word that came to my brain, but a beckoning of the energy or a beckoning to balance the energy between our desires and our responsibilities. And this energy is really going to help you to find that balance so that as you step forward and you're like, okay, I've got this, I'm doing this, I am my own warrior, and I'm going to balance the things that I need to do and the things that I want to do, because that's an important aspect of ourself and to find happiness. And that's why they say people who do love what they do for work are always happier, because you really enjoy those things and you're really getting the most out of it. And so this Venus and Saturn really reminds us to find that balance. Like, you can have what you want, and you can do what you need, and you can be successful, and you can move forward. It is also a reminder to understand the difference between devotion and balance in a healthy relationship. So, we're often presented with devotion as a bad thing. Like, if you are devotional to something, it's too far. And that negative context is not good. Devotion is a beautiful thing. And when you're in a devotional relationship, or you are devoting yourself to something, it can be very beautiful. It can be very healthy. It can really help you feel like you are fulfilling a, a beautiful task. And so when you find those relationships where you have devotion to someone else, or someone has devotion to you, these are the things that you should really honor. But it can go too far. Uh, if you don't have those healthy boundaries up, which is something else that's kind of brought up with this balance between Saturn and Venus, is healthy boundaries, and seeing like, I need to have a healthy boundary. And there is a difference between going too far. Obsession and devotion are two different things. And if you're obsessed with doing everything, or doing something or whatever, then that's taking it too far. So this opposition is really a reminder of that. We have Mars. So we have another interesting trine aspect with Mars, Venus, and uh, Mercury. So Mars and Venus are sextile, and they are both quincunx to Mercury, or no, semisextile to Mercury. So this is a little tiny trine. Uh, and because this is also close, sometimes these things can kind of rub the wrong way. So this is Mars and Venus, and this sextile bring on this beautiful balance between giving and taking in a relationship. It's really being like that um, confident and loving, beautiful, sexual kind of being in a relationship, and finding that balance. It is like really the balance between lust and love, and really presenting that into the world. And then uh, having Mercury put in there, it is a reminder that we need to communicate. And if we don't have open communication, no matter how much of like a beautiful, loving, you know, being in a relationship, like being, like not, that's a weird, let's see, like a person in a relationship, uh, and being that sensual, beautiful, loving kind of person in that relationship takes communication. And you can do all of the things physically, but if you don't have that communication, you're going to be missing something. And so it is just that reminder that as we go out and we are being our true selves and all of our passions, we have to communicate. I mean, Mercury's in that other trine, reminding us that as we see these truths, we need to communicate them. So Mercury is like Venus, is ultra involved right now, bringing in this aspects of communication and words into actions, and really following through with that true self into our thoughts, into our words, into our actions. Um, and so Venus is also square to Jupiter, which is a reminder, again, to not let your pleasures take you too far outside of your place of, healthy being. We shouldn't take it too far. So we have a lot of these reminders that are like, here, hey, do good things, have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, experience life, really get the most out of it, but don't take it too far. Um, and I think that this is also kind of a reminder that as we're in these dark places, and we're in these disruptive changes that are happening, like major foundational changes to the structure of our collective conscience, and that can feel very dark, don't allow your drive to find something to distract you take you to a too far place. Don't overindulge in whatever it is that you indulge in, because you're so overwhelmed with what's going on. That is not the solution. And that's really a reminder that we're getting right here with Mercury, and with Venus, and and a lot of these other things that are going on that are just a reminder that don't take it too far. Don't overindulge to distract yourself. This darkness is necessary. This is a time of great change, and you are going to be successful at the end of this. You are going to find the changes you need, and you really have the support there for you. It is available. So, let's see. I think Venus is also square to Uranus because Uranus and Jupiter are conjunct, obviously. So it is that spontaneity. We need spontaneity in our life. Um, and we need to find our own independence. And that's a beautiful thing in all relationships. You find that if two people are too much like each other, they start to have conflicts because they don't have their own self to bring to the table. Sometimes it leads to like a boredom in a relationship because you already know what the other person is going to say. So you need that spontaneity. And so Uranus is just throwing that in there like, hey, mix it up a little bit, be spontaneous. And, you know, that's something that's important in long-term relationships and in finding that long-term stability. So you have to be able to have that flexibility there. Let's see. We talked about Mercury. It is the point in both of those places. Uh, both of those trines, that big one with Pluto and Uranus, and then the smaller one with Mars and Venus. And so, again, this is just that reminder that communication is so important, and you have to do things to communicate. You have to openly communicate all truths. And that's what's happening right now. It's just this big reminder. So, yeah, a lot going on, but they're all very, very interconnected. So we just have like a lot of truths coming out, a lot of big changes. Um, the truths that are being revealed are making these changes in your life. And so that's very important. Uh, and then we'll just talk a little bit about the moon as a final thing because I didn't say this at the beginning. So this is the fourth super moon. It's also the last of the super moons that we're having in this set. It is really highlights the need. Oh, so the number 4 in numerology represents self expression, mental awareness, strong core foundation, really having this reliability and rationality to like do the right thing and have that integrity. So as the supermoon, it's really going to pull that energy out of you. It's really going to call on you to be more true to that internal self. Uh, you're going to really, with it being an Aries, also, we have this like truth of self expression and really getting out and just being yourself and enjoying that like being present in that self. Uh, so, another big, like I talked about, is communication, communication, communication. Talk about it. Talk to somebody else about it. If you're querying something or questioning something, or there's like, oh, I want to know this, just get out and ask. Talk to somebody. Uh, share your wisdom. Say something. Just have those conversations. I have now taken it upon myself when I'm out in public to like say just hi to people or how's your day going as I walk past them because I walk through a park every day and there's all these people sitting around and I just say hi, have a nice day or just casual conversation like people used to do, just like polite. We're all here. We're just going to have a polite conversation. And so go out and do that. I really encourage it. It's really good. Sometimes you get like looks on people's faces like they're like, "Oh my goodness. Nobody's talked to me in days. I'm doing really well. How are you?" Like, and I don't stop. I just keep walking and I'm like, "Oh, hi. How are you today? Have a nice day, whatever." And just make polite conversation because it's important. Uh, anyways, so get out, communicate with people, share your wisdom, and know that through all of that, we're going to heal. Through these communications, we'll find healing. Through all of this change, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you are going to find success. We, as a collective conscience, are making this transition. And regardless of how much you want to participate in it, it's happening all around us. The earth is doing it, the universal energy is doing it. This is just something that's happening. And so, as it happens, even when there are hard times, just know that you have a community that is here to support you. The divine is there to support you. And the universal energy is saying, no matter how hard it is, it's okay. This is a good thing. So, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Oh, I think I forgot to say that the full moon is on the 29th or the 30th, depending on where you live. Um, so, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, let me know if you have any questions. You can reach out through YouTube or in the comment section or find me on. Uh, I am on Instagram. I'm just not. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter, X, whatever it's called. I'm just not really good at those things and like looking at them all the time. So, YouTube is the way to get a hold of me. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I hope that you enjoy this beautiful full moon and that you get out and really see all of the amazing things that are happening out in the sky and the world and have a conversation with somebody. So, many blessings. Have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all soon.